respected teacher and all my friends here. Today I am here with another topic of the speech, which is belief. So many of the speakers have already spoken about it, but today I am here with lots of examples of what people did with their beliefs. So yeah, today I'm going to make you go through a state where you are standing on the 10th floor and suddenly you have fallen down and all the issues have been happened and still you are alive, and means you can imagine that state. So this is a story of Arunima Sinha. She is a girl. Once she was going to one destination to another destination to give her CISF examination. So a group of robbers attacked on her and wanted to snatch her gold chain and also her bag. But as a volleyball player, because she was a volleyball player earlier, so she did not let them snatch anything. And in the anger, all the robbers pushed her off the train, and unfortunately when another train was coming from the another track and she banged on her and then she fell down. But it was a very unfortunate situation for her to be in that situation, but consciously she was already alert with her mind, because she was already traveling alone, so she was conscious that I am alone, I have to take responsibility of myself. So yes, she fell down and she started to wake up. Means with the help of her two hands, she started to wake up like this. But what happened there? She saw that one of her leg was cut off. But everything was bleeding, everything was happening with her, and in the whole night she was on that place only. Nobody was there. It was night. Nobody was there to take to her to the hospital. Nobody was there. According to her, 49 trains ran through the same path. Nothing was there. It was a helpless night for her. But she was conscious about the point that trains are going to come, means it is vibrating. So this was happening there, and suddenly, means in the morning, a group of villagers came and took her to the hospital. Some people, means the doctor said that we don't have anesthesia. Anesthesia is related to medical, which is given to the patients when they should lose their senses while doing a surgery or something else. But when the girl said to the doctor that it is very risky for me to go from here to another hospital, you can imagine, I was there whole night on the railway track. 49 trains ran through me. I was consciously alert. Now why are you getting fear? You can also do one thing. You can leave anesthesia, arrange some blood and just cut off my leg and make me able to do something, make me able to think of something else. So I don't know whenever a doctor or somebody else has given blood to the patient, but that day the two doctors came and gave one unit of blood to that girl, and she started to get up. Not get up, she was okay, means that she was okay with the surgery, and then she was took to the hospital which is situated in Delhi, and she had her all treatments over there. But while lying on the bed, she decided that I want to, if God has saved me, I have one life. So for that, God has saved me, and He wants me to make me register to the in Guinness World Records. Means I want to achieve something. She decided that she is going to do mountaineering. Means she is going to climb Mount Everest, which is highest peak of the world. She is going to do that. Everyone of there, when she spoke it out from her mouth, what did people say? People said that, are you mad? In this situation you are talking about this. But she had a very good support of her family. Her uncle said that if you really want to do it, make yourself perfect, give yourself some time, and then we will go to the Chindri Park. She is the first Mount Everest climber. They went together to her and asked her that, ma'am, I have a prosthetic leg, means an artificial leg I have. My backbone is fractured, but still I want to climb the Mount Everest. She decided it. And what did Bishendipal said? You will get amazed at her words. That she said, my child, if you have decided it, you have already climbed the Mount Everest. But the date is remaining for the world to know. That is the only thing. You have climbed it already. So she gave her the sponsorship, which is very important, essential when you decide to climb a Mount Everest without money, because she was from a low family or a middle class family. She was not able to arrange a lot of fund together. So yeah, Bishendipal ma'am helped her. So she said, okay, now I got the resources, I got the sponsorship, I got a madam teacher who is going to teach me through my way. So she decided it. And then what happened? When she, what did she say? The girl said that it is very okay to say yes I can do, but when you go to the ground, you see your real reality, what you are actually. So she said, okay, I decided it. When I went there for the practice, means for the thing which is required, the training which is required before climbing a mountain. So she was going there, and from the one place to another place, she was taking hours. Hours means 2 hours, 3 hours she was taking to reach from one place to another place, because she has her prosthetic leg. And normal people are going there in 2 to 3 minutes. So she said, I am not able to keep pace with these people, then how can I climb the mountain? So no, she did not give up. She said, no, I want to do it and I am going to do it. So what did she do? She practiced, and after 8 months, she was able to climb a mountain. She started keeping pace with the people who were not disabled, who were absolutely fine. She started her journey with one another man called Sherpa, named Sherpa. He was her instructor throughout the way. So when Sherpa listened that she is disabled from her leg, so Sherpa said, no, I'm not. Are you mad? You are Sherpa told to Bishendipal ma'am, I'm not going to take her to the mountain. I'm not going to lose my leg just because of her. She's mad. She hasn't her left leg, and she's saying that I'm going to climb a mountain. Many of the people who are actually fine, they lose their oxygen in the mountain and they lose their life. Yes, so I'm not going to. But somehow they convinced him, and she started her journey. When she climbed 3/4 of the mountain, then she was about to lose her oxygen. What happened there? Sherpa said, Arunima, you don't have means lots of time to climb the mountain and come back from the way. You can do one thing, we can go back home. If the life will be there, you can try again. So Arunima said, am I looking fool? I have climbed 3rd, 4th of the mountain, and you are saying me just because of that one part, you are telling me to quit? No, I'm not going to quit. She said, I'm going. She didn't see that he's coming behind me or not. No, I don't care. I'm going, that's it. After 2 hours, she was on the peak of the mountain. She was there. But in the way, what difficulties she faced was this. One of her seminars, she said that when I was climbing, it's very good to climb at night because the weather is calm at that point. In the morning, you are not able to run the way you can. So when she was going through that one part of the mountain, she was everywhere watching dead bodies. Means one dead body was just in front of her. In the same row, one Bangladeshi, he was counting his last breaths. Means he was like, means the cold level was that minus 34 degrees. I checked yesterday on Google that what is the actual temperature of Mount Everest, means the peak of the Mount Everest. So it said minus 34 or minus 35 in the morning as well, when the sun is there, then too. So yes, that was there, but she decided, what she was saying? She was saying, where was my light going? I was seeing dead bodies, and dead bodies. Nothing was there. But my determination didn't say anything that you should keep. And she was saying that it's very hard to see people. Means when they are dying for the same thing you are going for. And she went through that Bangladeshi dead body. 10 to 15 minutes she gave herself, and with very few oxygen she went on the after 2 hours at 10:55 21st May 2013 she was there. And what Shilpa was saying, she told Shilpa that click a picture of mine. So he said, are you mad? I'm not going to do it. Let's go down. We have no oxygen left in the cylinder. So she said, no, I want to share this picture with my India. I want to make them proud. Just click my picture. He clicked the picture, 1, 2, 3, whatever she told. Okay. Then she's saying, please make a video. So he was saying, are you mad? You are losing your oxygen. So like you, every one of you are laughing here. We are laughing because here is lots of oxygen, but there was no oxygen. Still they were doing all these activities, and somehow he made a video like, see, this is the peak of the mountain, and this is Arunima Singh reaching here. He did not say anything about her leg or something. This we already know. She belongs to India and she is a Mount Everest climber. So yes, this was there. She came down, but in the way she lost her oxygen. Somehow she lost her oxygen and she was fainting. Means completely she lost her senses, and also one of her hand, means 3 states are there: red, blue, black. So it was already on the blue state means now if it is coming on the black state means no, nothing it has, so it will have to be cut down. So she was still alive with this fact that yeah, it's okay, it is happening, I wanted to do it. So, but you may call it destiny, fate or anything. When she was fainted on the floor, one American was traveling on the same way to the mountain, and in the middle he had 2 oxygens. One he left there, and after taking one he was coming back because the weather was not good. So Sherpa ran through that oxygen, took it to it and gave it to the Arunima. So Arunima got it and then she came back to India. So it was the full story of a girl. She climbed a mountain after having such disabilities. Her life was full of